Video we will discuss what lambda function is, and then we will see how we can set it up. So AWS Lambda is a compute service that runs your code in response to events and automatically manages the compute resources, making it fastest way to turn an idea into the modern production serverless application. So benefits of AWS includes we don't need to manage the servers. It automatically scaled it up or scale it down. It's pay as you go pricing and performance is optimized. So let's start and set it up. First, we have to go inside Lambda as a service. Then we need to click on create function. Now I'm creating it from scratch. If you have any blueprint or you have any image, then you can use that as well. I'm put it as master ops lambda. You can put your function name according to your requirement, whatever your purpose of your function is. Runtime, you can use any of your language or platform. I'm going to use Python. You can use any of your preferred one. For architecture one, I'm setting up like 64-bit. You can use ARM as well. Now here it comes to execution role. So it will create a new role. If I select this one, then it will create a new role with the basic lambda permissions, which include all permissions. Using that, I can run a simple lambda function. If I have to access other service of AWS inside that lambda function, then I have to create my own lambda function according to the policy templates. If I have an existing one, then I can use this one. So if I click this, so I have this one, I can create new one, or else I can create from the templates. So these are the templates. So it if you see, this will provide read-only permissions to AMI. This will see IoT button permissions. This will provide AWS S3 object read-only permissions. So you can use them if you are using Lambda function internally with the AWS services. I'm not using for internal AWS services, so I'm creating new Lambda function. In advanced settings, if you have to like use your VPC or use your Lambda inside your VPC, then you have to enable it. Or if your Lambda is just for general purpose which do not include VPC purpose, then you can leave it as it is. Now just create function. Meanwhile it is created. Yeah, it's created now. So here come to code. We can put our code here, whatever lambda function we want to run. And just take this example. This will just return this hello from lambda. If I test it, now it depends which events we are using. So if you see here, we have one trigger there, we have one destination there, in mid we have lambda function. So what does it means? This trigger will trigger our lambda function, and once lambda function is triggered, so how can I know like my lambda function is triggered? So I can add that destination. Once this is successfully done, then it will send the notification kind of thing through destination. So if I test it, here I can provide any event. I can provide test, and these will be the values. These all values will get passed as a parameter in our function, and I will save it. I just test it. So if you see, in response I got status code 200 body hello from lambda. This is just this part. So if you see that those parameter things, if I create test event, this event, so this is that value, this is that value, but I'm not using that value, so it will not return anything. If I use it, if I print event. So it will print, wait, I have to deploy it. All changes, whatever change you made here, first you need to deploy it, then you can test it. Okay, so it's still status code 200, body hello from Lambda. If I put hello, let's see whether it got print there or not. Okay, so it's printing here. So if I come back to this, okay, so all these values are here. So these are, so it is not, so these print things come under the logs, that's why it is coming here. It is not coming under the response, that is return, because return is the response and print is the log kind of things. Now whatever lambda function you write here, then you can add trigger. So trigger would be anything, it can be any service, or you can set up from cron based as well. So if you have to set up from any of s3 in any of your service, then you can use this one. For now I'm going to set up cloud event bridge. As I see, I have this one, but I will create new role. I will add it as cron for every minute. Okay, so now I have to write my expression here. So I will type rate 1. You can put your cron expression here as well, but I am using this rate only. Okay, it should be like that. I am adding it. Okay, so it looks 1 minute is not valid. Okay, let's put cron for every minute. I'm putting cron for every minute. Let's see whether it, okay, it is not valid as well. Let me put rate for 5 minutes. 1 minute is too frequently, that's why. Maybe if I try for 20 min parameters schedule expression. Okay, it should be minute, not min. My bad. Okay, so this is set up. Now let me show how to set up destination, but before that let me show you one example for you. which is regarding this, like trigger and destination. Let's suppose you took one photograph, you uploaded it to S3, and so once as you uploaded it to S3, then this will this S3 will work as a trigger. It triggered this lambda function. You put some code here just for resizing the image. It resized the image, and you put same thing inside code that it will get pushed inside S3. It get pushed inside S3 after that, and then we will set up one destination, like it will send one email. So we will set like whether it should send on failure or on success. So I'm just putting it on success. It need SNS topic, or whether it should go to SQS key, or any other lambda function should get triggered, or event bridge should get triggered. So I'm using SNS topic for now. I don't have any SNS now there. So let's set up SNS as well. So for your information, SNS is basically a notification service. Using that, we can send notifications to the mail IDs. So first of all, in this, we have to create one topic for what purpose we are going to set it up. Let's suppose I'm using it for lambda success, and putting the lambda name as well, mushrops lambda success. Now whether I have to do FIFO or standard, I'm keeping it for standard type. It takes automatically the name. Encryption and other things, I'm not using them. You can simply click on info and see what it will do. I'm not going to log them as well, the delivery status, whether delivered or not. I'm just creating the topic. Once the topic is created, you have to create the subscription. Subscription is which users to which users we can send the mail. So these are the protocols. Out of them, I'm using email because I have to send the email. We can use these others as a notification as well. We can send SMS, or we can send like we can pass them to queue, or we can trigger one lambda function as well. I'm using my mail ID for that. Once I create subscription, it will send one mail over that mail ID, just for verification whether this is your mail ID, or you are just going to send those notifications on some other mail ID. Now it is confirmed. Now you can go back to the subscription. Earlier it was pending confirmation. If I refresh it, it is confirmed. Now if I go back to lambda, I will select SNS topic. I select this destination ARN. I save it. Once it gets saved, whenever the lambda function gets triggered, it will send the mail. So we already set cloud event CloudWatch events for every minute. So our lambda function is getting triggered every minute. If I come to monitor, I can monitor like how many time my lambda function got triggered. So if you see, it is triggered one time at 7:32, then 7:34. Each minute one time, one invocation is there. The 7:34 is that time when I did it manually. So if you see, yes, you got the notification and the detail, like it is success, and the body as well, hello from lambda, and every detail for your lambda function. So here your lambda function setup is done. Basically, we can only keep lambda as well without trigger and destination, but at that time we just have to manually trigger it. But if you have something to add trigger for that purpose you are using lambda, then you can set up trigger and destination. You can set mostly SNS so that you can get easily the mails. You can update the configuration. You can see the configuration here. You can see the how much memory it is taking, what ephemeral memory storage is available, what all permissions are there for your lambda function. So these are the resources, permissions available. This is the role attached to our lambda function. If you come to VPC, as we haven't attached any VPC, so no VPC configuration is there. If you did attach it, then it would be there. Yeah, that's it about lambda function. So here we covered how can we set up lambda function, how can we set up SNS, and how can we attach SNS to as a destination and event bridge as a trigger. Thanks everyone.